In our previous video, we dove into the fascinating world of symbolism, exploring the mysterious beast and the role of Satan in shaping human history. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of Revelation, let's take a step back and revisit the foundation of biblical prophecy. In the book of Daniel, we find a powerful prophetic vision that sets the stage for the events of Revelation.
Let's go to Daniel 2:38. 2:38, correct. Now this great image which Nebuchadnezzar saw in his dream, he said the head was made out of fine gold. Now Daniel said to him, he said, Nebuchadnezzar, you are this head of gold. What you saw, that head of gold is you, meaning Nebuchadnezzar. So the head is the fine gold, which is the Babylonian Empire. Since Nebuchadnezzar is that golden head, well, he was the king over Babylon. So the head of the statue or that great image, the head is referring to the Babylonian Empire. Now, let's go to the great image. It was made out of the head, fine gold. That's the Babylonian Empire. We see that in Daniel 2:38. The chest and the arms, they were of silver. It is the Medo-Persian Empire. Daniel 5:28 explains that. See, the Holy Bible is self-explanatory. So the chest and the arms, they were of silver color. They represent one of them is the Medi and the Persian empires, and we see that explained in Daniel 5:28. The belly and the thighs, they were of bronze color, and that is the Greek Empire. Again, Daniel chapter 8 verse 21 explains that very clearly. And historically speaking, the empire that came after the Greek Empire ruled by Alexander the Great, none but the Roman Empire. Now the Roman Empire is the fourth beast which Daniel saw in 7 verses 3 to 7. And Daniel said the fourth beast was the dreadful, terrible, shocking, awesome. The Roman Empire, oh my goodness, ruthless, ruthless. So many emperors came, I think they surpassed Satan. They were vampires. They were living on people's blood, thirsty for blood. Roman Empire. Now, let's go to Daniel 7, verses 7 to 8, and see the fourth beast. He's going to explain to us what this fourth beast is all about. He said, after this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, exceedingly strong. It had huge iron teeth. It was devouring, breaking in pieces, and trampling the residue with its feet. It was different from all the beasts that were before it. So the Roman Empire was different to the Greek, was different to the Persian and Medes, was different to the Babylonian Empire. This was much more terrible than all of them put together. It was devouring, breaking in pieces, and trampling the residue with its feet. It was different from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns. And I was considering the horns, and there was another horn, a little one coming up among them, before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked out by the roots. And there in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking pompous words. I don't know if the image is clear. Can we turn these lights above the screen off, please? Daniel looked at the fourth beast and he said it had 10 horns. The fourth beast had 10 horns. He said, while I was considering, while I was contemplating, about these 10 horns, he said, I saw a little one coming out. And as this little one came out, 3 out of the 10 were plucked out from their roots. And this little one had eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking pompous words, exaltation. Very boastful, very prideful. But how many horns did this fourth beast have? 10. But there was a little one, the 11th came out. The 11th one came out, and as it came out, 3 out of the 10 were plucked from their roots. But this little one had the eyes like a man, and he spoke pompous words. Let's go again back to 13, 1-2. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads, and how many? 10 horns. And on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. And the beast that I saw was like a leopard. Its feet were like a bear's, and its mouth was like a lion's mouth. And the dragon gave it his power and his throne and great authority. Now, Daniel, are you with me? Daniel saw 4 beasts coming out of the sea. John the Beloved in the New Testament saw 1 beast coming out of the sea. Daniel is saying that the 4th beast is the most terrible one of all. He has 10 horns. But the other beasts, one of them was like a lion, the other like a bear, the other like a leopard, but the 4th one, he just called it a terrible beast. This terrible beast had 10 horns. John the Beloved, he says, I saw 1 beast coming out. This 1 beast, he was like a lion, he was like a bear, he was like a leopard, and what else? And had 7 heads and 10 horns. What he's trying to say, that the 4th beast, which is that, we said the Roman Empire, it was so terrible, all the other 3 empires, the lion, Babylonian, the bear, Persian and Medes, the leopard, the Greek Empire, all of those 3 put together, this last beast was more dreadful than all the other empires before it. Are you with me? Yes or no? You sure? Okay. Now, Revelation 13, 1-2 says this beast has 7 heads and 10 horns. Now let's go further. To understand who are the 7 heads, we need to read Revelation 17. Now, to understand the 7 heads in Revelation 1, in Revelation 13:1, we need to look at Revelation chapter 17 and verses 9-11. So Revelation 17, 9-11 says, here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. The beast that was and is not is himself also the 8th, and is of the 7, and is going to perdition. If anyone can explain this to me, I'll give you a box of chocolate. Shall I read it again? I'll read it again. To understand the 7 heads of the beast that came out of the sea, which John the Beloved saw in Revelation 13, 1 and 2. To understand who are these 7 heads, will we go to Revelation 17, 9 to 11. I'll read it again. Here is the mind which has wisdom. You see, it requires wisdom to understand what the Holy Bible is talking about. It's prophetic and it's symbolic at the same time. Just being prophetic, the book of Revelation, just being prophetic, that is difficult to comprehend. Let alone being symbolic on top of it, forget it. Go and get your fish burger and chocolate sundae. Now, Revelation 17, 9, 11 is going to tell us who are the 7 heads. Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are what? 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. The beast that was and is not is himself also the 8th and is of the 7 and is going to perdition. Now let's go to Revelation 17:10. Please bear with me. Revelation 17:10. It says, there are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. 1 is still standing, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. Now, a mountain in the biblical terminology represents governmental system. A mountain in the biblical terminology represents governmental system. Now, we looked at Daniel talking about the lion, the bear, the leopard, and the beast. We said they were empires. Yes? So that lion, leopard, and bear, we saw that also in Revelation 13:1, described by John the Beloved about the beast that he saw coming out of the sea with 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, if in Daniel 7, from 3 to 7, saying the lion is the Babylonian Empire, saying the bear is the Persian and Medes Empire, saying the leopard is the Greek Empire, and the terrible beast, the Roman Empire, well, the 7 heads, each one is also an empire. Because the 7-head beast that came out of the sea in Revelation 13:1 was like a lion, was like a bear, was like a leopard, same as Daniel saw. And we saw the lion was Babylonian Empire. So one of the heads, each head is an empire, a representation of an empire. Are you with me? I hope so. Now in Revelation 17:10, John the Beloved is saying, there are also 7 kings. So the 7 heads are also 7 kings, because if the head is an empire, this empire needs a king to rule over this empire. True or not? Babylonian Empire, who was the king? Nebuchadnezzar. Persian and Medes, Cyrus. Greek, Alexander. Roman, Julius Caesar. So wherever there is an empire, there has to be a king. So if there are 7 empires, there has to be 7 kings as well, because each empire requires a king to run it, rule it, and govern it. True? Yes? So John the Beloved in 17:10, he says, there are also 7 kings, since there are 7 heads, 7 empires. But he's saying, out of these 7 kings or 7 empires, 5 have already fallen, gone. 1 is still standing. Now, John the Beloved wrote the book of Revelation around 100 AD. At the time of him writing the book of Revelation, he is saying, at the time when I, John, wrote this book in that little island in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea called Patmos in Greece. 5 of these empires had already gone. They were not in my time. But the time of me writing the book of Revelation, there is still one empire current. And the 7th one hasn't come yet, not in my time. It will come later. When it comes, it will stay for a little while, and then it'll be slain. And after it's slain, it will be healed. Oh. Let's go. Who are the 5 that have fallen already? At the time of John the Beloved, writing the book of Revelation, the first one that was already gone was the Egyptian Empire. The second one, the Assyrian Empire. The third one, the Babylonian Empire. The fourth one, the Medo-Persian Empire. And the fifth one, the Greek Empire. These will have already fallen when John was writing the book of Revelation around 100 AD, because these empires were much longer before John the Beloved. But he says there is one still remaining in my time. So which empire was ruling at the time of John the Beloved writing his book? The Roman Empire. The Roman Empire. 5 have fallen, one is. Daniel saw the lion, the bear, the leopard, and the terrible beast. Daniel explains the head was fine gold, that is you, Nebuchadnezzar. So the gold is what? Babylonian Empire. The bear, the Medo-Persian Empire. The leopard, Greeks. The terrible beast, the Roman Empire. So if these were empires, who was before the Babylonian Empire? Assyrian. Who was before the Assyrian? Egyptian. So when you count the Egyptian Empire, the Assyrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Medo and Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, that's 6. The 7th, he's saying, is yet to come. The 7th is yet to come. I want to go back to Revelation 17, 9 to 11. Now, 5 have fallen, one still is. We said it was the Roman Empire. The 7th one, John the Beloved is saying, is yet to come. How many heads did he see? The beast that came out of the sea? 7 heads. Each head is representing an empire, yes? So, now, the 7th one hasn't come. Now, when we read in 17, 9 to 11, look what he's saying. Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, governmental system, empires, on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings, because every empire requires a king. 5 have fallen. Who are the 5? Egyptian, Assyrian, Babylonian, Medo-Persians, and the Greeks. These have fallen at the time of John the Beloved. One is, who was ruling at the time of John? The Roman Empire, the 6th. Look, one is the Roman, and the other has not yet come. The 7th head at the time of John is nowhere to be seen in the horizon. But look what he's talking about, the 7th. And when he comes, he's talking about the 7th head, and when he comes, he must continue a short time. The 7th head is another empire. When he comes, he must continue a short time. The beast that was and is not is himself also the 8th. Now that's hard, isn't it? Man, that's hard.